I'm currently working with a student who's 14 years old and has been diagnosed with difficulties in written language. The current task that we will be doing is a reading comprehension followed by a written comprehension. Usually, comprehension passages are followed by questions and the student has to simply answer them. Another very good strategy for reading comprehension is to have the student read out the passage and formulate his own questions. Let's see here what our student can do for us. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to read this page, which is just about not even half a page, and then complete till here. Okay, once you finish reading, I will then tell you what exactly and how we should move. Yeah, should we start?
Loudly.
Yes, please.
Gerhard and Dennis were passing through a forest, a few miles from Düsseldorf in Germany. Gerhard carried an axe with a long handle and Dennis a crossbow. These were the only weapons they had to defend themselves against robbers as well as wild animals. They had been warned about fierce robbers who attacked travelers. Until now, they were safe. Gerhard decided not to worry about robbers and animals. He walked beside his companion, lost in his thoughts. Suddenly, Dennis laid a hand on Gerhard's shoulder. "Hush," he said. It was a faint whisper, but it sounded louder than thunder in Gerhard's ear. He heard a rustling noise in the wood nearby. Then twang went Dennis' crossbow and ran. Shouted Dennis. "Run forward and guard the road. He's hit, he's hit."
Okay, stop. Now, what we're going to do is you can read the passage again silently once.
Okay.
Once or twice, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, and then you are going to form 5 questions for me. All right.
Yeah.
You're going to form 5 questions, and the questions have to be just right because I am going to find the answers from you. If your question is not right, I won't be able to find the answer.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to form 5 questions. Out of these 5 questions, 1 or 2 can be what are known as vocabulary questions.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just giving you a hint. Alright, out of the 5 questions, 1 or 2 can be vocabulary questions. Now let me see how
Means
you
the
can...
words, I'll ask you the words and you'll tell the meaning.
That's right.
Okay.
Alright, okay. So you're going to write down these questions for me. But I suggest once, just read it silently. Okay. You're done? Yeah. Now let's start with something easier. That is, rather than 5, we'll cut it down to 3 questions.
Okay.
Okay? 2 questions, anything, whatever you want to ask, and keep 1 as a vocabulary question. Okay? Ready to start? Okay, alright. Now I want you to read out the questions to me. Okay, come on.
Gerard and Dennis, where were they going and what tools they had carried with them?
No, read out what is the question that you have written down.
Gerard and Dennis were where were they going and what tools they had for their safety?
For their safety. Okay. Now, do you think we can first of all frame the question a little better? How do you think you can make this question a little better? Can I suggest?
Okay.
Yeah. First, I feel that this is actually, you're asking about two different things in the question. So we could break it up into two different questions. Okay. The first one could be, where were Gerard and Dennis going? Right? That becomes very simple. And the second one can be, what tools did they carry for their safety? Right? Okay. Let's read the second question.
What did they carry? What tools did they carry, and for what?
Why did they carry the tools?
Why did they carry their tools, and for what?
To be saved from what?
To be safe from what?
Okay. So can you reframe that question for me? Maybe you can make it even a shorter question. Can you see what's happened in this question, Ronak? Why did they carry the tools to be saved? Aren't you giving the answer in that? Are you? Yeah? Okay. So, it could be, why did they carry the tools? Question. I think that would probably give, if I'm asked that question, I will look for the answer. Okay? Yeah? So, maybe you can just correct the questions themselves. Why did they carry the tools? That's it. Okay, and this, like I said, can be divided into two questions. Now, the meanings of fears. If you want to turn it into a question, you can also put it as, what do you understand by the word fears? Okay. Not that you're wrong with what you're doing. Okay, this is absolutely right. But if you want to turn it into a question, then one of the ways is to do it like that. Okay. Now let me try the first question. Gerard and Dennis, where were they going? So where were Gerard and Dennis going? Alright. Where were Gerard and Dennis going? Gerard and Dennis were passing through a forest a few miles from Düsseldorf in Germany. Gerard carried an axe with a long handle and Dennis a crossbow. These were the only weapons they had to defend themselves against robbers as well as wild animals. They had been warned about fierce robbers who attacked travelers. Now, if you see, I can't really find my answer here because you've asked, where were Gerard and Dennis going? Okay, they've not said here where they are going. They're only saying they're passing through a forest. Okay, so your question actually, we should answer the, whose answer is available here is, where were Gerard and Dennis? That's all.
Okay.
Where were Gerard and Dennis? Gerard and Dennis were passing through a forest. Yeah. Okay. Your next short question could be, where was this forest? The forest was a few miles from Düsseldorf in Germany. Right? So your questions, when you frame them, have to be such that you find your answers here. Okay? That will indicate to you only how well you have understood it. Alright? Okay. Now what we're going to do is, right now we're going to stop this activity. Again, I want you to try these small kind of passages at home whenever you have the time, and try and form these questions and ask maybe your mom or whoever else to see if they can find the answers. Okay, because it's different, otherwise you're always trying to find the answers. Okay, make the questions and see if someone else can find the answers. Okay, so we'll stop with this now, alright, and get on with something else. Okay, alright, thank you.
Welcome.